and welcome to our show today. We're at Dr. Rindy Coker's office. She is a naturopath, and we're going to be talking about several different things. All natural perfume making is one of them, because we're going to be talking about the different things that you can do externally outside your body to affect the inside of your body. And we're also going to be talking about auriculotherapy, which has to do with your ear, and some patches that Dr. Coker has. So I'm going to introduce her now and let her tell us about this. So Dr. Coker, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Karon. How are you?
And I want to tell them where we're located here on St. Charles Avenue in Villa Park, though.
Yes.
Between Elmhurst and Lombard.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so go right ahead.
Okay, so a lot of times when we want to affect a change inside the body, we look at what we take in, our foods, our beverages, medications, and supplements. And those all work really well from the inside out. They nourish our bodies. But on the other hand, maybe you don't want to take something all the time. Maybe you're hypersensitive, or for just some reason you don't want to take something orally. Our skin is a really great way to affect the rest of the body. In fact, the skin has ways of communicating with the nervous system to help the body help itself. And I've been playing with some of these for a couple of years now, and have really enjoyed them as adjunct therapies, as standalones, and not only that, what people can do at home between appointments. Because it's not so much what you do in your doctor's office, whether it's a conventional or a holistic practitioner, but what you do in between visits that really counts. So it's really nice to have something kind of fun, kind of easy that you can do to take care of yourself.
Well, the skin is the biggest organ of the body, really.
Yes, it is.
So it shows us if we're toxic inside. So it comes out externally and we can see it, and it's markers that we can show. So what are some of them?
Okay, some of the markers? All right, so the ear. The ear actually has in it the microcosm of the whole body. This looks like acupuncture because some people do it with needles, but this is actually, even though it originated in India, it's the European system that we use now that was discovered and made available to us by Dr. Nogier from France. So I have an ear model here. And if you can see this one's in English, the big one's in Chinese, but every point on this ear goes to a different part of the body. And the way you can think about how your ear is, it's like an upside down baby. So all the head things are going to be down here. All the tail things are going to be up here, and all in between are the other parts, and inside we have some of our organ points. And it's really, really good for pain. Pain is mostly what I use it for, but also anxiety, depression. It can help alleviate those symptoms. Hormone balance, really big. There's been studies done on addiction, including smoking and alcohol. So there's a lot that can be done with what's going on in your ear.
I know my husband had some treatment, laser treatments for smoking in his ear.
Okay, yeah. So they use the points, the points in the ear, and in fact there is a whole protocol for stop smoking.
You know, they say there's no pain in the ear, and that's why they take blood out of it sometimes. There's a reduced pain anyway.
Well, but you know what? If you hit the right point, there might be some pain because there's something going on in there. So the smoking points, you're hitting your sympathetic nervous system, your mouth, because that's the desire, your lungs. There's actually a cravings, a nicotine point, and then one called Shenmen, which is a balancing point. So Karon, we haven't seen each other in a while, and when you walked in, do you mind if I look at your ear
No,
and
please
see if
go
I can
ahead.
see anything?
Because I had a knee problem, but that's changed to a back problem instead now.
And that can happen
Yeah.
too, because
Now the knee feels straightened out, but it threw the back off.
it starts at the feet and then it comes up. So I have a probe here. So the back area, Karon, if you can turn this way, runs along this area. And what I'm seeing in her ear is a little bit of swelling, a little puffiness in this area, and also some pronounced blood vessels that I'm not seeing on the rest of her ear. So do you mind if I put some seeds in?
Go ahead.
And we'll see how this goes.
I had a swimmer's ear in that ear.
Ah, okay. So we have a protocol for low back. First you clean out the ear, make sure there's no wax. And this is something you can do on yourself. It's easier if you have someone to do it for you, because then you'd need a mirror. I put some on before the show, and you
They
know.
say almond oil is good for putting it in the ear.
Well, putting in the
Reducing
ear.
wax, yeah.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that dries off. So we're going to use the stainless. The seeds come, the original seeds were a Chinese seed called Vacaria, which is actually the seed of a plant. But now you can get them in gold, in stainless steel, in the Vacaria, and they're also making them pretty. You can get crystals. I've got some crystals over here. And we're just, tell me if one of them hurts a little bit.
No. And as you can see, I had a pierced ear, but an earring worked its way out of it one day without any pain, just slipped out of it, and I did not have it repaired, so. It's interesting. I get to do all these things and find out what it's going to do to me.
I know, isn't it fun?
Mhm. Is it supposed to hurt me?
If we've hit a point where you have something going on, it might be sore.
It's interesting because I think I mentioned maybe already on the show that they say they take blood out of the ear sometimes because there's no pain nerves in the ear and it doesn't hurt people. But you say there are some situations where if
Where
there's
it
something
might-
wrong, it does.
Yeah, it might. Sometimes when I'm seating, somebody goes, "Ow!" I go, "Great, we found the spot." So
Well, right
this
there is
actually
a
here,
little- yeah, I was
this
gonna
is the
say-
pain point. This is the thalamus point. This one controls your pain. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here and one down here. And over the course of the next few days, you just play with these. You know, every
Well, I
few
could feel
hours,
that last
you can
one.
feel this one in here,
The bottom,
this one,
yeah.
the thalamus, the pain point. So with all pain conditions, we use this point.
But just to prove it's mind over matter, when the back is bothering me and I get up slow to walk around, but the other day in church, they come back to give you communion, and the guy missed me. And I had to jump up to catch him, and I didn't know his name. I jumped up and ran, and I was like, where did that come from? Because I can't do that anymore.
Oh no.
But I did it.
Well, we've heard so many times it's
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 right?
the adrenaline. It's like I want that, So you go get it. So again, I can use this by itself as an adjunct to any other therapy you're doing. It is drug-free. It is non-invasive, and because all of these points are connected to the nerves in your body,
Well, do you need to put it in both ears?
it's best to put it in both. If you have a two-sided problem,
Well, I got a two-sided.
you do it in both ears. You want the other ear?
Yeah, I might as well.
All right, we're gonna turn her around and do the other ear.
Excuse me, I'll be facing the other way. Okay. I don't mean to turn my back on the audience.
So we'll turn the side on the other. Right.
I wanted to talk a little bit about this making perfume. They're talking about their signature scents without the use of harsh chemicals. You can mix different things together and have a solid base on the philosophy and methods of crafting all natural fragrances that feel fantastic and smell fantastic and add to your well-being.
Yeah, and she's looking at the book. She's talking about essential oils.
And they talk about mixing up different things like lavender, cedarwood, and neroli. Is that how you pronounce it?
Mm-hmm.
Help relax frizzled nerves with vanilla also. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, vanilla. Vanilla is one of my favorites. And, smells bring back memories for a lot of people. So, when you say vanilla, I think baking.
Yeah, I think ice cream, vanilla.
Yeah.
They say that smell has a lot to do with Alzheimer's now, that they're noticing people don't smell as well, get Alzheimer's earlier.
There's actually an early detection test for Alzheimer's that has to do with being able to identify familiar smells. There's
little patches you can buy.
right. Well, it's a little card that you get, and it's got the scents on it. Yeah, the fun part about these seeds sometimes it's which side do you pull them from? But they're fun to do. Fairly easy, especially if you've got somebody helping you. And can be a great addition to your treatment. See, this side you don't really have the blood vessels that you do on the other, but you do have a little bit of a little ridge in here that you didn't have on the other ear. So sometimes, like I'm watching TV and I'm looking at ears now. I'm gonna come up in here, and so you'll see everybody's ear is a little different.
Now that's a little discomfort.
That's a
not
little
pain.
discomfort. That's the
Not pain.
thalamus point again on that ear. So now you've got double-seated ears. All right,
Very
so
good. Thank you.
by the end of the show, we'll see how you feel. You can move around a little bit
See
and
if I jump up and run out of the
see
room.
if you can jump up and run out of the room. All right. So yeah, auriculotherapy has been around for 5,000 years and 80,
Well, there's so
depending
many
on
things that have been
Yeah.
around with pressure points and all that kind of stuff, been around for years when they only had that.
Right. That's, I've done this with my hands in the situation where I'm talking to somebody and she goes, wow, you know, I almost didn't make it. I've got a migraine. And I
Well,
said,
it made a difference with me with walking. I mean, with my knee, and now my knee is not the problem.
But right.
I don't have any pain in my knees. You know, like they want to give me shots or surgery, but I don't have any pain in my knees now.
Right.
But I'm sure that I threw things off.
You're back.
Overcompensating for that. So now, doctor.
Well, you're back.
I want to mention this book again since I mentioned it before about craft your own fragrances. You can combine herbs, flowers, and essential oils to make sustainable perfume that can help create balance in your life. The all-natural perfume making author and herbalist, Kristen Schumann, guides beginning performers in the art of making your own perfume and solid perfume. It adds the perfect touch to your self-care regimen and can be beneficial to both your mind, your body, and emotional health. If you're feeling anxious, as I said, you can blend vanilla, lavender, cedar wood, and this other one, neroli. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, it
helps relax frazzled nerves. Okay.
Right.
So
you want to make sure you're getting really good raw materials. One of your friends is probably selling one of the good brands. And then there's some others that you can get online, but some of these you really do want quality because you want to make sure that you're getting what you think you're getting, because they really do work. I am sadly one of those people who is highly sensitive to essential oils. If I'm around too many, it literally feels like I'm taking somebody else's medicine. But I love herbal tinctures. I've got one that I make with catnip and lemon balm that I grow.
Catnip, you love cats. Or anything to do with
if
cats.
you've seen me before, you know I'm a cat. So I originally, I made this for, well, as a fundraiser for our cat shelter, and was making it for the nervous system, but people were telling me it was doing really well for their skin. So again,
this
outside
amazes
in.
me because there's a card for depression, allergies, libido, menopause, all different kinds of things that she can do for you here.
And then, you know, once we put the seeds in you, we can give you a card to take home. If it's if it's a customized protocol, I have a blank ear one, so then you can pick up some seeds and
Focus and memory, stop smoking, motion sickness, and even addiction. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we also have some patches there.
I have some patches. If you saw one of our earlier shows, we talked about the Vox Life socks, the neurotech that you wear. And the socks are still great, they're around, but the company has changed to the Super Patch Company, and they've come up with about 10 different patches for different things. And we'll see if you can see this on the screen. But if you come in on this, you can see that there's a print on this patch. And what the print does is, it's like if somebody went like this on your hand, you'd be able to feel that. And that part of your brain that's connected to this would be able to get that message. But what this does, this is actually the freedom patch, and this one's for pain. And unlike the socks that you put on your feet that work on the cerebellum, you put these where it hurts. And with no drugs, with nothing except for this pattern in it against your skin, it's a message to your brain to dial down the pain. And I say dial down because anything that we use for pain relief, whether it be pharmaceutical or natural or whatever, What I like to say is it gets rid of the pain that is inappropriate to the situation. If you've broken a bone and you put a patch on, it's not going to take all the pain away, because that pain is still your body trying to tell you, hey, something's going on here. But it will take away a lot of that sensation.
Now, if you put that on my arm, will it help my back?
It might, but if I put it on your back, it would help better. I put it on a friend's knees. He was scheduled for knee surgery, but he was going on vacation and climbing a lot of stairs. And he still had the surgery, didn't fix anything, and he's a skeptic too. He actually went on vacation with my partner and said, you know, Rindy's got a lot of stuff, but this one worked. You know?
So did Doug have to be his nurse?
No, Doug did not have. No, Doug just handed him the rest of the patches that I'd sent with him, because I knew he wasn't going to ask for. So this one's for pain. This one is called the Freedom Patch. So immediate pain relief, and see, because they have no drugs, none of them have any side effects or any drowsiness. This one's for sleep. The socks, that pattern is now in the Liberty Patch. So if you're not wearing the socks, then you might want to have a Liberty, and you can put as many on these as possible. There's the Defend, which is immune support. Helps you recover faster if you catch something. Flow is a lot of fun. That one can reduce your anxiety, enhance your attention, and help with your thinking. And I'm looking forward to trying this one myself. The Freedom we talked about. The Peace is for stress. The Focus is another one if you want really enhanced attention. Ignite. Ignite is supposed to help with increasing your resting metabolic rate. So it would be real interesting to test that one with my metabolic testing machine, see what it really does. Kick It can help with cravings. So if you do the addiction protocol in your ears and the Kick It somewhere else, and they come with instructions on where the best place to put them to talk to your brain. If you're an athlete, the Victory is really good, and a lot of people are enjoying the Joy Patch, which helps you naturally feel joy, happiness, optimism, and positive attitude. And these are actually sold through a direct selling company. It's called the Super Patch Company. You might have a friend who's selling them. If you do, then please buy from your friend. Otherwise, you are welcome to contact me, Rindy, R-I-N-D-I-E, at Ameritech, AMERITECH.net, or find me on Facebook or my website, and I'll hook you up.
Well, your office is called what?
The Center for Natural Therapy.
Okay. And that's located in?
That is located in Villa Park, Illinois, right between Lombard and Elmhurst.
Can you give a phone number?
708-955-7953.
We'll also give this in a few minutes at the end, so if you need a pen, get one, because I hate it when they give a number and then I don't have anything to write it down.
Yeah.
Okay, would you mind telling us about some of these things that are in here? Because I have a dental issue at the moment.
Okay. All right. Well, Kristen Schumann, this is great, because you know how I said I'm really sensitive to oils? She also tells you how to make extracts and hydrosols. And hydrosols are done with waters rather than in the oil. And you can use the plants in distilled water and still make some pretty scents, still use your flowers.
I'm always amazed when I look at
really
things.
pretty.
I'm always amazed when I look at moisturizers that have alcohol in them.
Uh-huh.
Because alcohol is a drying agent. I know it's a preservative.
It's a preservative.
Try and stay away from those.
But you know what, though? Alcohol, there are components of herbs, of plants that are water soluble, and also components that are alcohol soluble. So you might get two different things when you're using the alcohol-based or using a water-based. But the hydrosols are really better for the more sensitive people. You can use them as toners. What else is she doing? So she's got a cold and a hot method for making flower water. One called Queen of Hungary's water, and she's got different recipes. Oh, I could do this one pretty much right out of the garden with rosemary, chamomile, lavender, rose petals, lemon balm, sage,
I
calendula.
wonder if you could use the ones you buy,
comfrey.
for spices, like parsley and stuff like that.
Actually, that's what she's using here. She's using dried herbs, right from her, yeah. So you can either use them if they're fresh enough, and if you know they're the right thing. Like oil of oregano that we all know, it's not the stuff that grows in your garden. It's a special wild Mediterranean oregano.
Oh,
So it's
I
not
love
just
fennel.
it's not just anything that's in your spice cabinet. They all have their botanical name and do something different depending on where they were grown.
well, Fox's Pizza Place, I believe, uses fennel in their meatballs and their meat, and I think it's delicious.
Oh,
Okay, I know we want to finish this, but we
Yeah.
only got like 3 minutes left. So I want you to say where you are, how to find you, and your
Okay.
phone number again for those people who were good enough to go get a pen or pencil.
all right. Dr. Rindy Coker, C-O-K-E-R. I am a naprapath, N-A-P-R-A-P-A-T-H. I am
Not
at
naturopath.
Right, I am at 130 East St. Charles Road in Villa Park, Illinois. And I can be reached at 708-955-7953. I actually do answer my phone unless I'm working with somebody, in which case I will get back to you as soon as I can.
One more time, slowly.
708-955-7953.
Because not everyone goes on the web. There's a lot of people that would be eliminated from getting a hold of you.
Okay,
Unless
well
they can
then,
call.
well they're welcome to call.
So thank you for joining us. I
Yes.
mean, is there anything you'd like to finish up? We got a minute or two left.
Oh, well, just consider that you're using the outside of your body to help you with things on the inside of your body, especially pain and certain emotional issues can be just as beneficial as taking something internally.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Karon Gibson. This is Outspoken. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you, Dr. Coker, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.